welcome to Dating and Relationship Advice. So today's episode is about relationships and maybe two people getting together and see how they met, and maybe a little bit about me and a painting that interestingly enough, I found. So I want to introduce my two guests. Her name is Brenda.
Hello.
And
Jim.
Jim.
Hello.
Hi.
So, I don't know what should we talk about first. I mean,
dates will be fun. I think I want to hear about some of Jim's dates that he's been on.
I don't know if we have enough time to record.
Oh, we have time.
Yeah, we got. I haven't told.
We might run out of tape. No, I'm just joking.
No, it goes on forever.
We can go back to the painting. That'd be interesting.
So this painting that I acquired, there was a young lady that I dated for a long time, off and on, and I actually saw her paint it. And while we were dating, she was actually in love with somebody else. So in a sense, she kind of led me on. She wasn't emotionally available. So she continued to paint this. She didn't tell me she was giving this to. It was a guy who was married for 4 years. Well, I had a relationship with her for 4 years, and at the same time, she was in love with somebody else for 4 years. But she didn't tell me, so she hid that from me.
That's crazy.
And this was later on in the relationship, like the last year. She started painting this guy. She was always very sensitive about lies, but she lied all the time herself. Even the littlest stupid lies, she would just walk away. She wouldn't talk to you. She wouldn't communicate and what was wrong. She would just walk away and go into another
That's
relationship.
what I do. Oh, I thought you meant go into another room, because that's what I do.
No, she would
I
say,
can vouch for that.
I don't want to deal with you anymore. She would go on to another relationship, and she wouldn't talk it out like I would say normal adults do.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So she was painting this. She gave it to her love that was still married.
Jeez.
Wow.
While she was dating me.
Wow, she's a...
So, to me, she wasn't really emotionally available, but she claimed that she was all in, so that's another lie she told me. It's like, I was all in. I was this, that, and the other thing, and it was just all a lie. So
Jim said that's a typical female. Let's see what the other callers think.
Don't get me started.
No, but she had a lot of things that she was struggling with, because her father lied to her all her life, and she was almost trained to do that.
Oh.
So, she was real sensitive to lies, even though she would lie herself, or she would blame you for lying, even though it was something like really small.
Okay, so about the photo.
So, about the painting. So she gave this painting to her other love. He didn't care. All he cared about was using her for sex while he was still married. And she would never
Brenda thinks
give him the time of day, but I was there.
Right.
I gave her everything that she wanted. The time of day, I used to drive to her for, come to her place. I'd drive there after work, 2 hours there, and then wake up in the morning, 2 hours back to work.
Wow.
Because she lived she lived 2 hours away. I don't want to say where specifically.
Right.
But,
So you had to be emotionally there for her, but she wasn't emotionally there for you.
no.
And she was looking for, comfort in other guys, right? Physically.
Well,
Because
it
if
depends.
somebody's married, they're not emotionally available,
Right.
but they could be physically available.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
But
it sounds like a cake and eating it too, kind of.
well, she wasn't doing that while she was in a relationship with me. She would always, because every time she would come back to me, she would still be dating somebody, and she would decide, well, I want to drop this guy, and I want to know that you're available.
So she always had to have somebody.
Right.
So she always had to have two people or more, because that was probably exciting for her. Yeah,
Not
because there's
really.
someone here, and then there's somewhere where she lives.
Well, no. As soon
Right.
as that, it's almost like when you first start dating, you get that high at the
Yes.
beginning where it's exciting, the sex is great, and all of a sudden you get into that. I wouldn't say rut. You would get into comfortable.
Yeah, you go
Yeah.
from the honeymoon phase. To
Right,
Yeah.
and then she would not get enough attention. She's like, well, I still want to go out. I still want to have that excitement, and you don't always have that excitement for. It's like, how long have you guys been together? And the excitement from the first date, or maybe for the first 6
meeting,
months
Yeah.
Yeah.
that you started,
Sure.
but you still love each other, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but it's more comfortable.
I guess. It
Yeah,
is
you get
a-
real comfortable. Yep. Because you feel like you don't have to
very
impress them.
complacent, right?
Yeah, you don't have to impress the person anymore.
Yeah, but you still want to know that they're loved. I
Right.
wouldn't say not impress them. Maybe you
Like physically.
watch more TV instead of go out to dinner more
Right.
often.
We'll
Because
go out to dinner.
Become more relaxed,
Yeah.
you know.
you still go out to dinner.
Mhm.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Especially if they're not a good cook. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Humor. No, I'm just playing. No.
Well, you don't cook
When
ever.
it comes to me, we're definitely going out there. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, Beth's love interest throughout the painting, and I
Oh.
grabbed it,
Jeez.
and now I have it, and it's a reminder of somebody who's not emotionally connected who lied, and not to date anybody that's not married. Don't date anybody that's not emotionally available. So that's just a
Right.
reminder for me.
Well, the photo is kind of dark. It kind of reminds me of a dream, and you would go into a bad nightmare, like you're going into the woods and you keep walking and walking and walking
like
and
it's
wonder
just
what the
endless.
next. Yeah, it's like an
tunnel.
endless.
Well, for me and Beth, the trees are symbolizing something else. Because when I was younger, when we lived, let's see, in that one place where the double pool was,
Oh yes. Hmm.
me and a bunch of other guys used to have a tree house.
Okay, I remember
And we used to climb up the tree, and a lot of times I was by myself because the kids weren't around, and I would just sit there, sometimes read a book, sometimes not. And then Beth would have the same experience because her father was real abusive, and when he wasn't around, she'd have a tree and a limb to climb up, and she would read her book.
that.
So there's a lot of stupid things that we have in
Right,
common.
in common. Right.
It's almost like we're the same person that lived, the same kind of lifestyle,
Right.
but she's so jealous about everything. She's so sensitive about lies, even though she's the biggest liar.
But how can she be so jealous when she's with other people, and then she's with somebody who's not available if they're married?
They don't
Emotionally.
double standard.
Right.
Maybe he's emotionally available sometimes, and physically available, but he's not really available.
Yeah,
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
yeah, because she's allowed to have friends, but I'm not, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
That's not right.
Because
Yeah.
she would be jealous of any woman that would call,
Gee.
regardless if I've known them for 20 years or
That's
if they're
crazy.
out of state or if they were married. It doesn't matter.
Right.
So, yeah, she has kind of a double standard.
I would say.
Yeah,
That's
she
crazy.
can't really see outside of herself, which is a problem, and how she affects people.
Yeah, she's not looking from the outside in for sure.
Dare I say that's another typical.
Jim, come on.
No, it's
See, Jim says a lot of typical female behavior
I'm
things.
joking. It gets me in trouble.
But what about?
no, it's more of a narcissistic thing.
Yes,
100%.
it's definitely
Or
narcissistic.
selfish.
I just,
yep.
Yeah.
I just like to have fun with the saying that.
So at the end of me and her relationship, she goes, "I don't really care about you." So everything that we did, she didn't really care because the whole way through she was never emotionally available. So she pretty much just used me,
Yeah, so it meant nothing to her.
and I did all kinds of things for her.
She keeps coming back. Though.
Well,
But you're-
she
you're-
knows I'm a good guy
Of course.
in
And
the
you're
back
letting
of her
her in.
head.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's just destructive, and I have to stand up for myself and not be treated that way. And it's almost like she never respected me.
Yeah, if you don't have respect for somebody, you can't really have a relationship.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I was sharing with Brenda on that topic. Like, I feel like in order to love, you have to. It starts with yourself. So with that being said, I don't think you could love someone else if you don't love yourself.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Mhm.
If you
I
don't,
don't know if that's true or
why
Seems
would
like
you
it
say
would be
that?
hard to love somebody if you don't have love for
Yeah.
yourself. That's just my understanding. I'm still trying to learn this thing called love, but help me
no.
out
Well,
with it.
no, because I usually give a lot,
Yeah,
and I don't get a lot in return.
but you do have love for yourself, right? That's why you can give love, right?
Well, not necessarily, because I go back to that last relationship where I got it's
Time out, Brenda is beating me. I'm just kidding. We're gonna break to commercial. I'm just kidding.
Hey, let's call about Jim. Any caller?
Help.
crap.
But
Let's have Jim's old girlfriends
oh
call in.
Lord, I don't think we get enough airtime.
Yeah, I think I have it in.
Is it like gaslighting or something like
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, that's gaslighting.
that? Yep. See, there you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Oh, so you said it started with an A,
I've
but
been
it
on
starts
the
with a
other
G.
side.
Oh, it's well,
That's okay.
Because it had an A in it.
yeah. Well, I remember the ass part of it.
Well, I
That's
went
why
to
it
the
started
inner
with
city school system, so I can relate to the spelling. I'm just messing with you.
So it's, yeah,
Don't say-
gaslighting. I mean,
Gaslighting.
Jim
I mean,
always gaslights.
What?
even though there's certain aspects of lying in there, but it wasn't big enough, like where you told a lie where, you were emotionally available.
Yeah,
Did
I
that
mean, that's
ever
a big
happen?
one.
that's a big one. Yeah, that's terrible.
Or, if you're married, but you put single on your profile and you start dating somebody, you're really not emotionally available
No.
until you break apart from that relationship.
Right. You're
Right, I
divorced.
think-
And that's a big lie.
I agree
Absolutely.
100%. I don't think people give themselves enough time to heal in between relationships, right?
Right.
I think they bring that baggage from the old one to the new one. And they do comparisons, and it's not fair, right? It's like give the new person a chance.
Yeah, everybody has baggage, but
But
you,
give the new
Right.
person a chance, right? Don't compare it to the old.
right.
That's terrible.
You
Because,
just have to be comfortable dealing with it.
With what? Yeah, that's what I said to Jim. Before we came here, I said you have to decide what baggage you want to deal with,
right.
whether it's someone's children or they have emotional issues.
You prefer like a carry-on
Right.
instead of like the full 5-bit luggage set. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
because
kidding.
some things aren't. Yeah, you
I'm
don't want to
joking.
deal with.
Yeah, some
Correct.
things you don't want to deal with. Like if they have a drug problem, I wouldn't deal with, or
Yeah,
if they have several kids with different mothers, that I can't do.
yeah. It's like I'm really protective of my son, and I had a relationship where my son was abused, so I don't necessarily show people my son
Of course.
right away at
Yeah.
all.
Right.
But then while you're dating, people say, "Okay, what are you hiding? Are you married?
Well,
Why aren't you gonna show me your kid?"
Well,
they
Jim,
think
you've had that situation. Like you had a child, and then people wanted to meet your child.
Yeah, I understand
Yeah.
that. So you'd safeguard that, right? Because
Yeah.
you don't want to expose
You don't
them
want-
to the wrong person.
Yeah, and you don't want to bring women
of
in
time
and out
they-
of your son's life.
Right, and then that's a big mess for him. He's confusion, And then
Right.
another thing is sometimes they're not accepting. So it's like, well, it's a package deal.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's not the kind of person you want to be with.
No.
So is that so you've been on a few dates with people like that?
Yes. And then I was like, well, that's the end of that, right? So
So
never
it-
let no one be in the front.
Was it like a first date?
They wanted to meet your son.
No, but
thing?
once they find out they have a child, oh, that's so cute. We want to meet him. I'm like,
Mhm.
no, we got to get acquainted
When he was
first.
younger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But you can't just.
Yeah,
do
I
this in a
agree.
big way.
Yeah, keep
Because in a
that
relationship, when you first meet, you don't know where it's going to go and how far it's going to last.
Right.
right.
Yeah, you don't know if you click enough to
Right.
continue.
So I understand your point. So I'd safeguard that. I wouldn't just.
Yeah, I would safeguard that too. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want, like when we grew up, you and I, we didn't see a lot of men coming in and out of mom's life.
Oh yeah, we did. Let's see, mom was never around, so when there was always different babysitters,
Right.
And I remember this one Indian couple that had maybe 5 daughters, 5 Indian daughters. We slept over their house.
I remember.
My mom had a boyfriend with he had long hair, so he grabbed the both of us, and I remember him carrying me, and I was still half asleep. But I looked at him, it's like, who is this guy? And I looked at my mom, and he walked us down the hall and back into
I
our
don't
apartment.
remember.
Yeah, and there was this other guy who, I guess me and you claimed that he was a rich guy because he gave us presents.
Oh, the older guy
Yeah,
that looked like a grandpa. Yeah.
yeah, the older guy. Yeah, and then there was that guy named Parker.
Oh yeah, I remember Parker.
And
Yep.
he used to when he thought I was bad, he used to bend me over and smack
Spank
me.
you. Yeah.
And then I would pee on his leg
What?
because I couldn't hold it in.
Because he was
of course,
scared.
but
He was a
that's
baby.
insane.
I remember that.
My gosh.
Yeah, he
that's
was a
horrible.
baby.
That's traumatic.
Yeah, so
Well, Jim probably has those type of stories.
yeah, there was a lot of things.
Come on, you wanted to.
Yeah, it's like when you were dating, you
Come
had to
on.
have like some funny stories.
Yeah,
or,
come on.
Yeah, there's some.
I mean,
funny
was this
stories.
I don't even know how long it was. Was it online dating where you can actually see pictures, or was this like a voice thing, or was this through the Scene magazine? I mean, I've seen them all.
Oh yeah.
I've been through them all.
Oh yeah. There's that online dating. That's crazy.
So you
Everybody says so much. You know, you can be anything online,
Yeah.
and then you see them in person. You're like, oh,
Well, I always was.
maybe it was the wrong ad that we were.
Yeah. Maybe it was.
so then the picture didn't match.
Oh no. And sometimes the funniest things I always encountered, and I was sharing with Brenda, was prior to us meeting, is they'd whip out this rap sheet, this long ass list of demands, and I'd say, okay, go on, do tell, and then I'd act like I'm halfway interested in the conversation. And then I'd say, okay, my turn, chance to explain what I'm looking for, And then I remember telling him, I was like, I don't see anything in your list of demands where it says what you're willing to give in the relationship.
So was this face to face, or were you just texting each other?
No, that's face to face. Usually, it
Jeez.
starts out corresponding, through emails and, advance to a phone call, and then there you'd go meet up in person at a coffee shop or wherever.
Right.
Sometimes the interesting thing is they want you to take them out to a fine dining. I'm like, I don't even know if I like you.
Okay.
Why would
Well,
do
I
that?
had you take me to a restaurant when we first met.
Yeah. It was
Okay, so
a
when I
nice
first met
restaurant.
Jim, so then we went to that Bahama Breeze. You know where the
Oh yeah, I like that place.
I came decently dressed. So then he turns around. He's at the bar.
Decently dressed.
Well, I was decently dressed. Like, I had a cute. It was summertime, so I had cute shorts
looked
on,
cute.
and a jean jacket and high heels, like platforms, and my hair was done in makeup.
So it wasn't like Daisy Dukes and.
No, not me.
Standard.
No, cute stuff. So then he turns around. He's got a cut-off T-shirt on and basketball shorts.
I might
and
have
I'm
just
like,
came from the gym or something.
oh, okay. So that was
That
our
was your
first.
first-
Yeah, that was our first meeting. But then I thought,
Trying to look
he was.
buff for you,
he was
to
cute.
blend in.
So
Yeah.
the basketball shorts turned you on.
I splashed a little
No,
water
I
on
didn't
me.
like. I hate cut-off sleeves on guys.
Oh.
For some reason I always didn't like that. But he had that. So to me, so then I think he had flip-flops on too. So to me, he just
The
thought,
summertime.
oh, whatever, it's just casual. But then, like when we were sitting down eating, then I think we really clicked. Yeah.
So it was. I think they call it a wife beater. The cutoff shirts.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
like when you play basketball, so
Yeah.
cut-off shirt. And,
Yeah, wife beater.
yeah.
Okay.
So he probably thought, he probably thought,
Right.
here's another date I'm gonna go on.
Yeah, I thought it was just another, botched interview, possibly. I
Yeah.
called them interviews. I thought
Yeah.
they were hilarious because.
And you didn't go down your list of demands, like what you
I
don't
don't.
like.
I
no,
don't.
that was
like
the
he just
difference.
said?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
know.
was-
I
that was
don't.
the
I don't.
difference.
I don't do that.
No.
Yeah,
I didn't. Well, I just talked about my stuff, and he talked about his stuff, and
She
then
saved that for a later time.
what?
To my surprise, now I'm just kidding.
So isn't it important to have like common interests?
For sure.
Yeah, I think our common interests are like we like to joke a lot and do funny things like in public. So we do a lot of that stuff.
It started out comical because I remember I'm sitting there, so the server, you had to track him down. I don't know if you had to flag him down or something.
I mean, when we first met.
Yeah, when we first met,
Oh.
we're sitting there. She's like, "Hey, how you enjoying your food?" I'm like, "A little parched." And then they're like, sir, would you like anything else? I was like, yeah, a pitcher of water.
Oh yeah, because the
'Cause
meal,
my meal was so salty.
it was complete
Oh.
complete salt. But he didn't say anything.
She's like, why are you so quiet? I was like, I need some water. And then, when you first meet, you don't want to be like complaining about anything.
Yeah, he waited
I'm like,
until
oh, it's fine. But I waited, 6 months later to say it was
the second date.
terrible.
Then he started to complain.
I think, oh, yeah, right. That's hilarious.
So
So
yeah.
he didn't complain the first date, but the second date.
No, I was
did.
joking. But he's like the tallest person I've ever been with because he's like 6'2" and I'm barely 5 foot.
Oh,
So-
see, that reminds me of Mom's date.
Her
Oh.
profile said 5 foot, I think she thought. Oh,
So it's like Mom's date. My mom's date, she always used to tell this story where she fell in love with Buddy at a disco bar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he was falling asleep while she was dancing.
oh, jeez.
And that's the time where, it's like, oh, I want to marry this guy.
Nice. He's real chill. Huh?
No, he was passed out at the table, falling asleep, snoring.
But
with
she
his
said
head
she
back.
knew him even before
My God.
they
Oh,
met.
that's, yeah.
I'd be
Well,
thrown
he
down
was
on the
older,
dance floor.
and he was,
No, he's not. Still only 2 years older.
yeah, he was in another grade, I think she said.
Who knows?
And they had similar friends, and they went
Right.
out, but he didn't really know, she didn't really know him.
Yeah, so I thought Jim was very tall. I don't know if it looks awkward, you know what I mean?
And you're very short.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a little bit awkward.
yeah. I find it looks awkward.
No, for me it's more comfortable to find somebody the same height. It's like,
Oh my god, I'd have to go find a midget.
She's gotta get 6-inch heels.
well, maybe not in your case, but
Right.
I mean, in my case, I was like an inch taller than my last girlfriend, and that was perfect for me because
Right.
we walk up to each other, we'd hug each other. It's
Right.
comfortable to kiss.
Yeah, you don't want to be like looking at his boobs while you're hugging him, like
His
I'm like-
boobs.
Well, you know what I mean. His chest.
I don't know if that's a compliment.
You know what I mean, like when you hug him and then you see
You're in good shape for the shape.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
you're like at his waistline,
Yeah. I always ask her how's the weather.
How's the weather down there?
And then
Yeah, down there.
I find like if we were at the mall and then I could see us in the mirror, I think, God, what an odd looking couple. You know, do you ever do that? Like you'll walk around the mall or walk around somewhere and you think, God, what an odd looking couple these
That
people
is
are."
entertaining. I go, look up, you'll see me.
Yeah.
She's like, well, look around and try to find me. I'm like, oh, there you go.
No, as long as you have fun together, it's kind of,
Yeah, I think we have
She's
fun. Like,
very comical.
especially like when we go to restaurants, we find things funny or
We have funny experiences.
yeah.
I'd like for her to do like stand-up comedy. She's fun.
Oh
Yeah, I usually like picking on the waiters or waitresses.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some fun stories there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You should tell me that one. You said.
Which one?
No, what were you saying? Come on.
Oh, I was thinking
Oh, the
of-
recent one, right at the Chinese restaurant.
But what about the guys that go to D Brazil?
Oh, that was hilarious.
What's
That's the
deep-
D Brazil where you get the meat. You get like 13
Oh.
different meats. So they
Oh,
go.
Texas
they,
D Brazil.
Yeah. So they
Yeah.
go around real fast, like on Impractical Jokers, and he's going Larry,
yeah.
Larry,
Yeah.
and they go around real fast. Want some meat? Blah, 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 and then they go around like he was asking like. What kind of meat is it? And da, da, da. He wanted to know details. He's like, oh, this, and then he.
They don't have time for conversation.
Yeah, they don't have time for conversation.
Oh, they just cut the meat and
Yeah, they
just-
cut the meat
Yeah,
and
I mean,
they're
they-
running
and
real
they run.
fast.
They whip,
Yeah,
slap it
It's
on
so
the plate and
crazy.
take off and-
you don't know like when they whip around the corner real fast. And,
Oh yeah, you got to be fast. Man.
yeah,
That was funny.
but like we go to the mall, we find things comical or people
I think
comical or
that Chinese restaurant was hilarious.
Well,
Yeah,
see,
that was-
that's another thing where I think one of my people that listen to my podcast,
Mhm.
they think it's not nice to make fun of people because
well, everybody has something funny about them, or I think
Well-
things should be funny because life is like so serious, you know.
But that means I think people just the differences are, some of us think those thoughts, and some of us just
Say 'em
speak
out
those
loud.
thoughts
Yeah.
out loud.
yeah, so
So
yeah, so
you know.
like everybody's gonna have an opinion about something.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
think we need to learn to laugh at ourselves.
I have
as well,
opinion
right?
that
So we
I
can
don't think
laugh
you
at
should make fun of people, but I'm not saying their names. I'm just making like what their gestures are or how they are or
well, it's like
Yeah.
for instance, I had a date with some blonde girl. She was real sarcastic,
Mhm.
and we went to a fancy Italian restaurant.
Those
Well,
blondes.
while we were eating, she actually farted.
What?
But she
My
she made a
gosh.
joke about it. She goes, "Oh, it sounds like ducks quacking in my pants."
Oh my god.
And I'm like, "What the hell did
You're
you
quacking me
say?"
up.
But then the person that's listening to the podcast says, "Well, you're making fun of that person, and what if that person listens to the podcast and gets offended?"
That'll be okay.
They'll be all right. That's what I
Yeah.
say. They'll be all right.
Maybe they should have took gas X before they went on the date.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, well, I mean, like you said, Brenda.
Yeah.
If you can't laugh at yourself,
Right.
then
Yeah. I like comical things like my ex-husband. He's not real funny, so he takes a lot of things serious. So me and Jim are more like immature two sixth graders. You
Yeah, I
know?
don't think I made it past grade school.
Yeah, when
I
we're
mean, I enjoy a good laugh. I get up, first thing I do is look in the mirror and just start laughing. You know?
yeah, but I think like when we do go out and do things, we're definitely like two sixth graders.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
Or we
know,
say
sure.
things that we would do, but if I do them, then Jim's like, no, don't really do that. And I said, but you said that you would, you know.
You never want to be
Um,
too mature or,
Right.
to not have a good laugh, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
So
'cause
that's what
I
I
had a friend
like
growing up
best
who's
about
like-
Jim, and what I don't like about him. No, I'm
Uh,
just
that's-
joking.
I don't know if we got enough airtime for that.
Yeah. But that's probably the thing that I like about him the most. And then the thing I don't like
It's not
is
the cutoff.
I feel like he's real critical. Like he could be like a father figure. Are you listening when I'm telling
Yeah.
you this? You know, he'll do that, and that kind of reminds me of mom. You know.
well, see that's where you can create an understanding. It's like he needs some things that makes him secure,
Right.
and then same with you that makes you secure. So you can communicate things that you don't like and maybe accommodate each other.
Sometimes you just want validation, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like someone's just giving you a blank stare, or they're just off in another thought process, and you're like, "Hey, are you understand what I'm saying?" Because this is important to me, right? So it's not trying to be a parent; it's just trying to communicate that this is important to you, and I just
Yeah.
want you to understand.
It's like if he doesn't like something, it's like, well, how do you work together to get to that point?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. No.
Never a truer statement's been spoken.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like my last relationship. I don't care. I don't
No,
like to hear that.
joking.
I know.
Because I'm a very, like you know, because I am that towards you since you're my brother. Like if you need things, you know, up to my capability, I do, you know, things like anything that you need or you know stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think I'm more of a caregiver out of anything.
Yeah, I mean, I like support. I like somebody to talk to because I don't have a lot of people to go to that want to listen.
Yeah, especially.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
especially since we're 20 years old.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, right. Mid-20s.
No, that's
You
okay.
can tell in our voice.
No, we can't really
I
tell.
know.
So anyway,
I can't tell. You just don't know.
Yeah, because everybody in my podcast thinks that I'm younger.
Well, yeah,
At least
for sure.
my co-host,
We are.
because there's Rebecca was one of my co-hosts.
And we
She
are
was-
for the
she's really
listeners.
nice. Lisa was the main one for a while. She was my co-host.
yeah, I liked her a lot.
and she thought I was really young. Who else was there?
That's true.
Oh,
Was she-
Beth. Beth was another one. She did 5 of my podcasts, and
That's true.
she always thought that I was
that's
younger too.
That was
Oh.
a favorite one.
Oh, so then you weren't in the same room when you did them?
No, we were all in the same room.
Oh, you were all in the same room.
Yeah,
I liked the one co-host. She was a favorite.
Yeah.
yeah. Lisa was
Yeah,
always
'cause-
great. Yeah, we had a
What
we
did
had a
she
good
like?
rapport.
I
Yeah,
thought
she
she had
was
a nice
okay.
voice.
Oh,
But I
she
heard-
wasn't that. She wasn't that one.
She was
One.
thinner.
Yeah, what?
She was thinner?
Yeah, she was a thinner girl. She was about 5'9", long blonde hair.
Maybe with the lights dimmed down low. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, like you know when you go out
No.
to a bar or something, you're dancing, you're kind of drinking or whatever, and then they turn on the light, you're like, whoa!
I mean, last weekend we were tearing it up in the town. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good thing
commercial
they
break.
can't see. Some of those things you can leave in there.
Oh, I just,
Yeah, but it's not all about looks, though. For me,
No.
it's more about kind of person you are on the inside.
Right. Sometimes you see somebody
Yeah.
and they're not like really attractive, but then once you get to know them, then you think that they're attractive. You know,
So
like
what
they
are you
might
trying to
not
say?
be my type, Jim, and then
Yeah, but once you start talking, then they get more attractive.
well,
Yeah.
when
And
he
they get
started
more fun.
talking, I got less attractive.
I understand how that works. Keep talking.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Nice. Like, can we
Wait,
dim the lights a little?
Yeah.
So how,
Lower.
Lower.
how long have you guys been together?
Well, this
Seems
year will
like
be
it.
6 years.
Seems like anything.
Oh,
No, I'm just
that's a
kidding.
while.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like in August of 2017 we met or something.
For me, it's my longest relationship, really.
Yeah, can you believe it? Wow.
That's not bad. Well, it's good that you two guys have a lot of fun.
We tried.
That's
Yeah.
important. Yeah.
There's times where I get, I don't know, upset with him where I shouldn't,
Yeah.
and then I'll hold a grudge for a long time.
Right.
Yeah, don't do that.
I hate
See, if you
I
sit-
hate myself for that.
Yeah, if you sit and
Don't hate
stew,
yourself.
then that just makes things worse.
Yeah, I know.
Like
And then,
I'm
and
the
then
guy who
it'll
likes to
ruin
talk it through,
it'll
and she
ruin
likes to
it'll
just-
ruin the days. It'll ruin my my days because I can't say it's in the moment. Yeah, it'll ruin.
Me, I like to talk things through. And she'll just clam up and she's
Yeah.
done for the day. Like, jeez.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, maybe she needs to take a break or step back, but I wouldn't normally wait too long before you talk about it. See, that's like my last relationship. She didn't like confrontation at all, and
Yeah, me neither.
and I mean, I'm not a yeller or anything,
Right. Mm.
but you know, I like to say, it's like, why are you thinking this? Because a lot of times she'd say, well, you're lying.
Mhm.
It's almost like there's a lot of stupid things that she thought I was lying about. It's, you know, I told
Was it, man?
I told her son that there's a couple of projects that I was excited about, and I actually work. I fixed a couple of things for an airline company, and that's what her son was interested in airplanes and stuff. And so I thought I'd focus in on that. And then I hear my ex in the background says, "You're a liar," because she looks on the company's website, and all they do is sell printers. But that doesn't mean that they don't have other services.
Right.
It's like, I don't know if your company does that, where they have a website and they sell one thing, but they have a lot of other services
No,
that
it's
they
not
cater
that type
to.
of place.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's just,
Well, it's almost like, well, if it is if it's like General Electric or a lot of the other companies like that, I mean, they can sell solar hardware as opposed to sell electricity.
yeah.
But there's all kinds of other side things. It's like Diebold. You're familiar with them?
I've heard of them.
Yeah, because if you go up to an ATM, they make the ATM machines and the
Right.
security to give you your money.
Okay.
Well, they also service vending machines that give you your chips and snacks.
Oh,
But they don't advertise that.
that's probably where I know.
Yeah,
Right.
Obviously. No.
and it's like the company I work for. Besides
Not too big
copiers.
for talk. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's
Copiers.
okay. Well, besides copiers, I know they focus that on the website. I mean, they still cater to hospitals, also vending machines, also servicing things in airports. There's robotics.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things because we partner with Amazon and we do
Oh.
Amazon lockers and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
Wow, yeah,
But
that's-
it's
wow,
not
that's
necessarily in the front of. I mean, it's a worldwide. It's a Japanese company.
Yeah.
It's like, but I get excited about those projects. So it's almost like she was chopping me down, saying, "Don't lie to my son. Just pretend that you're a copy guy when I'm really not."
I'm listening.
But no, I thought it was interesting how she thought I was lying and she twisted
Well, maybe
it.
she tells other people that they're lying because she's really lying. You know what I mean? Yeah, because people will turn things around, and you know if they're doing it, then they'll say you're doing it too. But in the
Oh.
back of their mind, they're really doing it. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like, and because really, she's like been a liar the whole time. from what you stated.
Oh, that's interesting.
Would think
Well, that was one of the reasons why she left.
because
But
she's a
then-
liar.
No, the one because I told her son that
Oh,
it's almost like I exaggerate what I do,
Right.
but I really don't.
right.
And I can prove it to her, but she never gave me a chance. She gave me a chance after the fact because I sent her an email. It's like, here you go, here's a copy of this. And I did a screenshot of an email of what my boss sent me, and I sent it to her. It's like, no, I'm
But
not
what does
lying
it have to
about
do with the
anything.
relationship, though? That I don't understand.
She doesn't like liars because her father lied all the
But
time.
she's a liar.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't see it that way.
The woman's a lot.
It doesn't matter if she lies.
Yeah, it seemed like a female trait. I'm just kidding,
No.
Brenda. I'm messing with Brenda.
That's not really female.
I
He,
know.
he says a lot of
I'm
TMBs,
joking.
which mean typical.
That'll get the ladies
I mean,
calling in on the phone lines.
typical female.
They'll be calling in on the phone lines.
Yeah, if
We
you
need
know
to talk to
Jim,
that
call
Jim
me.
guy.
Let me know
Oh,
about him. If you've been with him,
I'm gonna
you know
use
what
an
I mean.
alias as a last name. Jim Carrey. No, I'm just playing. No,
Jim Carrey. Yeah, he's funny.
I see.
Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like she's just trying to find something, right?
Find something to exit, and then if she's bored with the other person, she'll come back to you. Yeah, so if she's bored, then maybe it'll be exciting with Brian. No, it wasn't exciting. Maybe I'll go back to the other person. No, that's
Well,
not exciting.
No, because her past life it's almost like it's an open scar, where if anybody lies, anybody talks to other women, she associates it with her father possibly, and it's almost like she doesn't get the attention that she wants
But she's does.
because she's always come across guys that cheated.
Right, I understand completely.
What?
I made you.
Commercial break.
So she
Jam.
so she expects the new guy to cheat
Brenda.
and lie.
Right.
We are bad. We're
Right.
terrible calls.
No, but
No, it's
I think that she's wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
She's wrong because she's doing those things and then blaming you.
This is
You're a
what-
cheater, but I'm really doing it. You know.
This is what always amazed me about relationships. In the beginning, you're the hero. Like, you can do and say no wrong.
Right. Exactly. I
Somewhere
agree.
along the line, that gets lost. And,
Yeah,
it's
because you
like-
get bored.
Then all of a sudden, they're finding all these things like,
Yep.
well, I don't like the way you chew bubble gum. I'm like, can you come up with something more incriminating?
Well,
It's
see-
like you can find things if you really want to nitpick, but come on.
Yeah,
Let's be
you can't
realistic.
nitpick everybody.
It's
Yeah.
not like you're some friggin' criminal.
No.
Give me a break.
Well, see, Lisa, my first co-host, she
Right.
always says she would get bored of relationships.
That's
But
understandable.
She might. But
How
she
would you
might-
not get bored?
Yeah.
Correct.
And then are you there to entertain her? She needs to entertain you. That's how I feel. Right? So, I mean, I could sit there and say entertain me, but how about I think that works both ways? You have to entertain one another, right? I don't think it's like.
Well, you
hey,
have to enjoy each other.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking the more common interests that you have, the more you come together.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But Lisa's point was, I get bored right away. Like
Jeez.
it's almost like maybe the first 6 months, and then she's tired of the guy, and then she'll move on to
Oh,
somebody
I
else,
understand. Yeah.
kind of thing.
Tracy
But
like
I
a
understand.
so
Toy.
since
Yeah, I
you
completely
guys,
understand that.
well, since you guys been together, years,
I can
how do you
relate.
guys
I'll just
not
say-
get bored of each other?
Yeah, I do get
We
bored.
do.
So then that's why I think I get I get angry.
I have to light a fire under her to get her to do things, but
What? That's a
No.
lie.
no, I'm just kidding.
I'm not real adventurous.
No, but you
Well,
guys
that's
go
okay.
out. You said.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I only have my certain thing because I have
Well, why not?
well
talk
because
about
I have
yourself?
an anxiety or disorder. So then I have to do like the same things over and over. I don't feel comfortable.
And that's something I'm learning. About,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
I'm such the extrovert, right? So it's just
Yeah.
a different world, right? So,
Yeah.
but I can respect that. I'm trying to learn to
Yeah, it's not
work
fun.
work with that.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
anxiety is part of the relationship.
Yeah, it's it's terrible for me for sure.
It's like when you first meet somebody. It's you're.
Yeah, there's
You
some
get anxiety.
there. Yeah, for sure.
Is
yeah.
she gonna like me? Is she not gonna like me?
Yeah, that stuff doesn't bother me.
I'm gonna like her.
But it's things.
What bothers? No.
You know, like going in an elevator or something.
Oh,
Like
A
I wish,
lot of people,
I wish
that's
I
common.
wish I could do just anything. Like, you know, remember when I was younger? Like I could go in the airplane. I can do anything. Like I could just do anything.
well, that could be the exciting part. It's like, how do you go around your anxiety
I don't
to
know.
get fun stuff done?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hang out
That'd
with,
be the challenge.
hang out with entertaining people.
Yeah, I don't know.
People that are adventurous.
Because you know, like when you ask me, oh, come out with me and go see this comedy thing, but I'm like, well, I'm not used to doing that, so I think I'll stay home.
Yeah, you could stay
You know.
home and do comedy. You're pretty good at that.
You know, I would do that. Although I would really like to go, you know what I mean? Or I'd like to go on a cruise. That would be really fun. But how am I going to get there? Because once that airplane door shuts, then I'd freak out. You know what I mean?
Maybe
Oh.
take
But I
a-
didn't used to be that way. Like when we went to Disney or went to New Orleans, I was like, cool, and we went, and you
I'd
know,
say get something prescribed for the flight, maybe.
we went on the boat, and remember we went to the zoo thing,
Oh yeah.
and I went on the boat. Yeah, it was all cool about all that.
Well, so then you can make your own TV show. You can come out of the curtain and start telling your jokes, and right?
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
everybody always says.
She's definitely a comedian. For
Yeah.
sure.
hmm
It's entertaining.
Yeah. So
But I
you
think I
can-
do comedy things to mask, like what's really going on.
wanna
Like I think
put her on
people
TikTok
really do that.
videos or something. I think she'd be
Yeah,
hilarious.
I think people like tell jokes like if they're, you know, they have something bad going on in their head or something.
Yeah, but you can turn your what I was saying is you can turn
Yeah.
your anxiety into something different and exciting,
Right.
like having curtains and stuff.
Well,
Okay, so I think Jim's an idiot, and
Let's tell him how you really
so then he really didn't want to come over here. And
What?
then the pizza I got sucked, and also the
No.
I'm just
No,
joking.
I never said anything.
I know I
like
made that up.
Well, but you know what
I
I'm
think
talking
Brian's
about
great
with
at it.
anxiety. You can turn it
But I
into
have
something.
I have fears and phobias, so that's the
Right, but you don't have to deal with the fears and phobias. So if you want to stay inside, it's almost like I can make a puppet show.
Okay.
And we can start making fun of each other, and then the wig pops off, and we can just have fun,
Yeah.
pretending to talk to each other, and
Right.
it's almost like having another couple in the room, but you're just having two puppets, and
Right.
you can just create something inside your house without
Right.
dealing with other people or enclosed environments.
Right. I have a fear of being judged, so that's definitely my thing. Because when I see myself in the mirror, I think I look good, but then when I see myself in photos, it's something different.
Oh, just don't look at your
I hate
photos.
those.
Yeah, see, problems solved.
Yeah, problem solved.
Well, we changed.
Are you tired, Jim, because you were up at 7 o'clock? No.
Not in the least.
We can leave if you want to go.
No. I'm enjoying this. It's entertaining. Yes.
Jim has a. No.
Go ahead.
I was going to say Jim has a small wiener.
What?
Jim has a small wiener, so if you've been with him, call.
Oh my god.
Here's the number one.
If you've been with Jim, let me know.
Please call in and out.
1-800-SMO.
So this is a part of the segment. This is a segment where you have to laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna
SM.
kill you later, right?
No,
They nicknamed me
he's not
Tri-
that way though.
They nicknamed me Tripod, whatever that means. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. No.
Yeah, because Jim's like very comical. Like if when I say that stuff, he wants to say, "You should have never said that," because he knows that's going to be edited out. But he knows it's true also.
What?
What, that he's called tripod?
Good comeback. Good looking out there, bro. Let's
So
leave
if
that
you've
in
been-
there. Make sure that's not
Is tripod good or bad?
International man of mystery. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, Lord.
So why was I the longest relationship? What makes you stay with me?
It's a good question. No, I'm just playing.
No, say it for real. Let's.
For real. I don't know. I just believe, a lot of good traits.
What's
I
it?
try to. I'm an optimistic person. I'd like to think so. So with that being said, I cling towards the positive, right?
Mm.
And the good shit outweigh the bad in the relationship.
Oh, so then you like a lot of things about me, and then you like my daughter and my grandson.
Of course, yeah. I think you got a great family.
Yeah.
Yep.
And stuff like that, and then we've had like fun times and stuff.
Hmm. It's just
Beside
me.
the time he had that hemorrhoid when we went to
What?
Punderson.
Edit.
He had a hemorrhoid when we
I
went to
didn't
Punderson.
say.
So we went to Punderson. Did you ever go
You
there?
don't believe what she said.
So did you ever go to Punderson?
The beach.
No, it's
We're
it's
supposed to-
it's supposed to
What
be.
if you're
it's,
done
it's
with
this
the
haunt-
lake?
No, it's this haunted. It's a inn, like a big inn. You can either like
Oh
camp
my
there,
God.
or there's an inn that you can
Oh.
stay at. So it was. They say it's haunted because 11 children were.
We're gonna break the commercial.
You know, the place burned down. So you know,
Oh my
it's like it's a
gosh,
state
yeah.
park. So then they have like a hotel type of thing.
She was
So
scared
so
all
we were
night.
there,
She
and then
was
he
like,
said, "Oh my God, I have a really bad hemorrhoid and it burns."
I didn't even know it.
So it
was.
really ruined the vacation.
Oh,
Sad
my
but true. I
It
didn't know
was
what was
okay.
going on. But I was
Then we
like,
went to
ouch.
an Amish restaurant. Oh, did you ever go to Mary Yoder's?
No, I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Oh, really?
We gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go. You gotta go there too. Yeah, they have like
Good
Amish food.
cooking.
Yeah, Amish cooking. He also had a hemorrhoid there. And
What?
Then,
Good
yeah,
Lord.
add some of that stuff.
See, this is the part where I said she's very comical.
It burned and bled, but anyway, he was
What?
all right. And then,
That's gross. You're gross in every way.
And you ate at the Amish place while it was burning.
yeah.
Yeah. I just can't wait to eat after that conversation.
No, there was
Gross.
it was a fun inn. So there was a bunch of rooms, and they had an indoor pool, and then also you can get games at the front desk, and like for free. Remember we played some games and stuff.
Mhm.
So then when I was there and I was sleeping, because
Like
I
the
knew
one
like
you're playing now.
they say it was haunted because 11 children were burned there. I kept dreaming about like, you know, scary haunted things. So it was hard to
Oh.
sleep. It was definitely hard to sleep there. Oh, and then we stayed at the Grand Resort. Remember the Grand Resort?
Mm.
What was it called?
Is that the one where you had bad gas?
No, that's the one where I thought your wiener was big, but it wasn't.
I told you to put your glasses on.
You mean the 4.0 ones? You know, the
You
Make
just
your
need a
wiener
magnifying
look
glass.
real-
Keep that.
Yeah, so we went to the Grand Resort. It was so cool, Brian. They had
That
like a
was nice.
a huge pool, and it was like a Roman bath. It was only for adults. And then
Nice.
up on top, they had like a regular pool, but it looked like a place like you were in Las Vegas. That's the truth.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's
Yeah.
not too far away.
Yeah, it's not. It was in Warren, Ohio. So we stayed there maybe 2 nights, was it?
Mhm.
Yeah, and then we walked to a real nice Italian restaurant place.
So you didn't have anxiety there, right?
No,
I didn't, cause
she's too busy making fun of me.
oh yeah, then like if you sat down like at the pool side, they would bring you like your pop or any drinks.
Sarah.
And then if you sat down like in a lawn chair type of thing, they would bring you like actual food, so you felt like you were really catered to. And then they had like a spa there. Oh, it was on a golf course.
Mhm.
Remember?
Oh, nice.
It's really nice.
Oh, and then they had free another building where you walked to, and there was free video games. Oh, and we played bocce ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, bocce ball, and they had a big tennis court, but that wasn't open. It was a really cool place. The room was super small, so next time if we go there,
So
Yeah,
that was
but
in
it was really
summer,
nice, though.
right?
Mhm.
not this past summer, but the summer before that.
Right.
Yeah, that was fun. And that's where Jim's shorts fell off, and I found out. I'm just joking.
People got scared in the pool.
And then they had these, you know, like how you lay in the pool, but then they had only for you, like if you paid for it, like cabana.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very nice pool, I thought, and the hot pool was nice too. Oh, and then they had wine tasting and wine bar. Remember that huge wine bar?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And then they had a cigar room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you can still go out, right?
it has to be certain things though. I don't know. As long as it doesn't involve elevators or airplanes, then I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
it's not
don't like
bad.
elevators. I like to go to the casino and people watch. Do you ever go to the casino?
Yeah, I don't really care for casinos.
Yeah, I don't either, but I like to people watch there.
Yeah, because
That's fun.
there's a casino in by Randall Park.
Yeah, that's a Jack. Hmm.
Yeah, and there's hardly anybody there. So
No, the MGM is better because there's shows there.
oh,
Yeah, so that one's good. That's where I found out Jim had a.
Oh, God. You're gonna blow up the.
I'm just kidding.
They're gonna be like, we want to.
I think that's where his stomach overlapped.
Oh my god!
You don't mean to be funny.
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
It was just folded. He just had to unravel.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
I was like, what's
Thank
under
you.
that flap? And then I lifted it up and I was like, whoa.
And then his tripod extended.
Yeah. I was like, what? Is that
And you're
fun?
like, oh, he's a keeper.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Thank you.
I thought men with size 13 shoes. No.
Remember, he gave me money and said, buy smaller shoes.
From the kids department.
Oh,
That's a true joke. Should I tell the joke about the bar?
Which one?
what?
Someone told me this at work.
Oh, what is it?
So there's this joke about a guy. The lady walks into the bar, and this guy's got his feet up on the bar.
Oh, yeah.
He's got big feet, you know. And the lady's like, what's your feet up on the bar? He's like, well, you know what they say about guys with big feet. And she's like, yeah, I don't know about that. And he's like, well, let's go back to my place, find out, right? So goes back to his place, you know, hang out. So the next day, she walks into the same bar, and he's got his feet up on the bar. And she throws down $100, and he's like, oh, you must have really enjoyed yourself. She's like, nah, buy yourself a smaller pair of boots.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh.
From the children's department. Dillard's.
So I guess in conclusion,
Yeah.
the big feet, the big hands,
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that's a myth.
big
right?
shoes.
Yeah, because I have little hands and big boobs.
Yeah. True.
And little feet.
She has a hard time sleeping and suffocating.
Okay, so
It's like, how do you stay together? Or how do you...
Good question. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I'm not an expert at that.
Me neither.
Is
Well,
I
no,
had a
you're an
failed
expert
marriage.
with each other. So,
Not
No,
really.
not at all.
Yeah,
we still
we're
have our
not.
differences. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
But
definitely
you're still
not.
together.
Yeah, I don't know why
we try.
though.
Yeah,
I
we
think.
ponder that. We try.
Yeah,
I think
I would
anyone
think
can
I
agree
think it would
it's,
be weird without Jim because I've never been with anybody who's been real comical and
But
fun.
yet she thinks it's weird with me. So no, I'm just playing.
What?
Like, what?
Oh yeah, because of this.
What? It's challenging, you know.
Yeah, but I couldn't see my life like if Jim wasn't in it or for some reason.
Yeah.
Because he's like funny. Like if I go out with somebody else, then like I feel comfortable with Jim because he knows about all my stuff.
I paid her to say
But then, like he's funny. Like if we go anywhere, he's funny. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is
I would feel uncomfortable with somebody else for sure.
this is like the paid advertisement.
Yeah, if somebody was too serious, it'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah. So that
this a setup? No, I'm just playing.
I don't know. I feel comfortable with him, like because he knows a lot of stuff,
Yeah, so...
you know, and stuff about my family, and I don't know. It gets exhausting, like meeting somebody else and hi, like it's like going on an interview over and over, and you get
Yeah, I
tired,
call it the interview.
Yeah.
It's just,
and that gets tiring.
Yeah, it does.
And then I don't want to repeat myself about how I am or who I am or
It's like, what do you
Yeah.
do for a living?
right.
What are your hobbies?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a constant interview.
Right. yeah.
Because like I went on that PO off that Plenty of Fish.
Oh, that's like the worst place to go.
I know, and that's
Yeah.
where I met him.
Well, there are a few good fish
Yeah.
to see, I guess. No, we got to plug ourselves, right, guys?
Yeah, so then I went on like 7 different interviews, and I thought, okay, well, this is going to be the last one for sure. Like this one guy, he told me, like, so then we talked like for a day or two.
Is that blinking?
That's no, that was
Okay.
before I met you. And then he goes, okay, well, for sure I'm gonna close out my account. We're gonna get married and all this other stuff. I'm thinking, wait a minute here.
Oh.
And then he came and he had like a Salvation Army sweater on, and it was summertime. And he brought me some flowers, and he just was real goofy. So then we were supposed to go to a movie like after we went out to eat, and I said, "Oh, do you mind if we just skip the movie?" And
He's
that's
a
the
romantic.
that's the first time I ever said that to somebody, like how I felt, because usually I would just go through the whole thing,
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
So then I just said that. Oh, and there's another guy that I met. So the whole time he was on the phone because he was a business person. He blinked a lot, blink, 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 blink. His eyes blinked like 1,000 times, and
So
I'm
one
like,
of the Pac-Man characters.
oh. Yeah, he kept on blinking his eyes, and I don't know, like there, like you just have to have like some kind of connection, and
Mhm.
for sure, I feel like I have a connection to Jim. I don't know if he feels like he has a connection to me.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so
Another paid advertisement.
serious?
What? Yes. Are we being serious?
Yeah.
no, I just feel like I have some kind of connection with him. Probably more of the humor,
Yeah, no doubt.
but yeah, for sure.
We're like,
No, you just have fun together.
Yeah, we have fun together.
we try.
There's
Yeah, that's
yeah.
the key.
Yeah, so I have to remember try not to be so angry about things that I don't tell him that I'm mad about, and then it ruined like the whole weekend, or he wants to do something, but no, in my mind I'm mad because something he said, but I don't say what it is, and then get on with the day.
Yeah, why don't you say what it is?
I
'Cause
don't know.
maybe he can release the tension.
Yeah, because there'll be times
Maybe
where
it's
I
not
won't
what
talk
you
to him
really
for-
think.
Right.
What
Just-
was that?
I don't know. It's
She
just
said,
joking.
yeah, right. Sure.
I was just joking.
Were you looking at his tripod?
No.
She was zoning out.
Yeah. I was like,
She's hypnotized. I'm just kidding.
hypnotized to get away going
I thought you were going to say it's a child-sized tripod.
Yeah.
From the children's section.
2 inches from the floor when I'm laying down. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but
That's-
yeah, I couldn't see. Even though, yeah, I couldn't. I don't know if I would get married to Jim
The irony is,
because
you
he's
can't.
idiot. But
Great.
Tell us how you really
so
feel.
the irony is one.
Well, she say you can't be without, but you really can't be with me either. So what do we do?
No, I never said that.
So
That I
you
couldn't
can't-
be
I'm
with
just
you.
kidding.
No, that's not true.
I'm joking. folks.
You really
Yeah.
don't have to get married. It's just a piece of paper.
Right, but then it gives you a lot of.
It doesn't get-
Like if he's in the hospital or something, I wouldn't have to say so. If like,
Oh yeah, that's true.
then his son would have to have the say so of that.
Right.
If she knocks me over a cliff while we're rock climbing,
I wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
to steal his pension or anything like
What?
that.
Oh my!
I'm joking.
Oh boy!
Yeah, that is terrible.
Jeez. This is fun doing the podcast. I think it's entertaining. You can just talk.
Yeah,
About
How do you?
I like just talking about tripods.
Yeah.
You do?
No, I'm just,
That's funny.
So
I think you're
anyway,
gonna
about
blow
the
up phone lines,
tripod. 1-800 tripod.
Oh Lord.
Like like when we were younger and you go out to eat with somebody, were you like? Well, women do this a lot. Like you're embarrassed to eat in front of the person that you're with.
oh
Like
no,
I used
I
to-
don't care.
Yeah. Me
Oh, I
neither.
used to care about that when I was
I'm
younger.
really lax.
But with Jim, I like feel comfortable with a lot of things. Like I can go to the bathroom if he passes by, or
Yeah.
She's
No.
so comfortable. Let me tell you.
No, see if I don't like the grill, I get something real sloppy like wings with a lot of sauce, and then I start rubbing the sauce on my teeth
Oh,
and
right.
smiling. It's like, hey, how you doing? And then
Is that
and
chicken
smiling.
in your teeth?
oh my god,
Oh, you got a little sauce in your teeth. Oh yeah.
or smear it all
That's
around your
entertaining.
cheeks like you're 2 years old.
It's like I put all of my bad dates in one, and I start farting,
You
and
do.
having stuff in my teeth.
You're like, I feel comfortable.
It's like, wait, my nose is running, and ball up a little Kleenex
It's
in my
bleeding and you
nose,
have to-
and leave it in there while I'm eating.
Just like in a relationship when they're so comfortable they can just pass gas all the time.
I don't know anybody.
thinking she
I
must-
do not know
She
anybody
must
who
be
does
awfully
that.
comfortable with me these days. 'Cause
I don't know anybody who does that.
Brenda. Just kidding. She made up for every woman I've met in the past. No,
He
I'm
said
just
he didn't know that women fart.
kidding. Never did until I met Brenda.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I know so many women that fart,
Yeah.
and you don't know any.
Peel the paint. I don't know. They always hide that for some reason, except Brenda. No shame in her game.
Yeah, I feel so I couldn't picture myself with anybody else.
Well,
Yeah,
see,
that's a
my son's
Yeah,
mother,
stuff
she
is
always
really
says I have a problem because I don't let the natural course go because I don't really fart either. So she thinks I have a problem.
Yeah, we're probably discreet, about it.
You are.
Brenda can win a contest.
Truck driver.
Oh,
Are there ducks quacking in your pants?
oh yes.
It's more like a truck driver stuff.
Oh God.
But
Didn't your daughter say that was more like a truck driver?
yeah, truck driver.
I think I'm confident she can win a contest.
Yeah.
This is the part where you're allowed to laugh at yourself.
Yeah. For sure.
Other than that, she's a real
Jim, is it
sweetheart.
past your bedtime? It's past.
No,
I'm joking.
Really? It's past your bedtime?
not for me.
He
I'm
goes
a
to
young
sleep at 9.
whippersnapper.
On the weekend?
No.
Oh.
Only if Brenda talks me into
Well,
it.
when Jim's really boring, I go to sleep at 6.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? She goes to sleep when I'm talking. Jeez.
I don't even know when you're serious or not.
No,
I know.
but that's how I feel like when you're telling me something, like you're like, "Duh, duh, duh," and I'm like, are you being
Oh,
serious?
because I don't have an expression on my face.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
why.
I can't read you, even
Well,
though I've known you for as
There's
long.
truth in
Yeah.
that. No, I'm just kidding. That's good. That was entertaining. I just
It
really
is?
like the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's
Yeah.
like we're all talking.
Can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it either.
Yeah,
What-
it'd be the tripod
It's-
podcast.
Yeah, call it the tripod
That's
cast.
right.
Tripod
Oh,
podcast.
That's hard to say.
Tripod podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Say
that's
it real fast, 10
perfect. Do
times
it.
real fast.
Tripod podcast. Tripod podcast. Tripod podcast.
It's tongue tied.
All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Nice meeting you. and thanks for
Until
tuning in.
next time, and thanks for listening. Make sure to subscribe and email any questions that you have. And we will see you later.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.
That was fun.
Have fun.